Modern Warfare 3 for Wii. How does it fare against its predecessor, Black Ops for Wii? Is it any good or is it just another crappy Wii shooter? Let's find out and see. Modern Warfare 3 is like every other previous installment of Call of Duty. There's nothing much new, especially with the gameplay. It's still run, gun, shoot, cover, and repeat. There's nothing really special about this one when it comes to gameplay. And I know you guys are probably like, well, there are new things. Yes, there are some new things, but nothing that feels very fresh, very new. Sure, things are a little switched around far as perks and weapons, but nothing appears to be really anything new that you will be excited for. Though that is kind of what you're expecting. Like shooters in general, you don't want much to change like some shooters actually do, where mechanics or just button layouts will change. And speaking of button layouts and controls, button layouts and control can be all customized to your ability. But this time around, instead of like Black Ops being numeral in sensitivity and button mapping, this time it has no numbers or anything. It's just like a slider, and you just have to guess what you're putting your sensitivity at for the Wii remote. Of course, you can customize your dead zone and button layout, which is all cool and all, but having things like your sensitivity being so confusing to set up can make the game kind of screw you up in multiplayer when you're up against people. Not having the right controls is dire for this game, especially if you're using a Wii remote. Of course, with the Wii remote, the Classic Controller Pro is usable as well as the Zapper. Now, if you're like me, I just like the Wii remote. I think it works fine. It's great. And that's another thing about the controls. Though the customizing the sensitivity and stuff is confusing, once you get it right, you will fall right into place and feel right at home with the game. But, like I said, it's all so confusing at first. Be prepared to die a few times trying to adjust your controls at multiplayer in game, which is also a good thing that you can customize your sensitivity and button layouts in the game, but leaves you vulnerable since you're in the option menu and everything is fair game at that point. So you're going to have a little bit of a problem there. But once controls get settled and to your liking, you will feel right at home with this game. Gameplay in Modern Warfare 3 is generally good when the controls are working. I mean, you will get into some hit detection problems like seemingly dying from one bullet or getting shot behind corners resulting in a death. Yes, it can be frustrating, but these, well, I would say are kind of often, but kind of aren't. While they are frustrating, you will get over it and expect these things to happen. So if you're trying to have a high kill streak without dying, don't get your hopes high too much because things like that may happen. This time around, farthest claymores and other attachments to your gear will not be the same. This time, claymores take the place of your grenade or tactical, farthest scramblers and tactical insertions. It's a welcome addition because this time you won't be getting blown up after every corner or being cautious to enter in a room door. So, unlike Black Ops, there isn't a lot of carnage when it comes to claymores. It's kept very minimum this time. Of course, there are new things with the menus far as weapon proficiency. Now, what these are different types of, say, upgrades for your weapon that used to be known as perks for your weapon or attachments for your weapon in past games, like kick, focus, and other things. Far as the new perks are assassins or just generally renamed perks that were in Black Ops. So don't expect too much. And yes, you might be a little bit confused if you're first getting into this game from Black Ops with the perk. Now, one thing that really annoys me about the perks is they're not in the same order as Black Ops was. Say you used to use Sleight of Hand with Marathon and say a different perk. This time Marathon and Sleight of Hand are in the same category of perk. So it's really frustrating that you have to choose between the two because Scavenger keeps you from running out of ammo and Sleight of Hand keeps you from getting killed while slowly and very irksomely reloading your weapon, which can result in you being killed too many times within one round. But for me, I just pick Sleight of Hand, and you will have to just make do with whatever consequences you pick for your perk. Now, some new ones are here like Quick Draw Pro. Well, that's the pro version, but Quick Draw allows you to basically switch weapons faster, and also what Sleight of Hand used to do, and that is going into the orange sights faster. It's a welcome addition, but it does feel like a perk of a perk since it was previously in Black Ops. With that, there are some other perks, and note this, that a lot of perks almost seem useless. Like there's some that it's called Blind Eye, which was in Black Ops. Ghost would make you blind to any type of aircraft or UAV. This time it's assassins and it's Blind Eye. Blind Eye protects you from any UAVs and any type of attack helicopters. And Assassin's Pro, I don't even know what it does. I mean, what's the point? It basically does the same thing. And with that, there is, again, Dead Silence, which is a welcome addition. And there's another Side Strap and Marksman, which allows you to identify an enemy tag from a greater distance instead of just walking at a black figure that has no tag and you have to predict that's the enemy. So you won't get too confused with Marksman. Now, as far as the level up system, yes, it's still there, and this time instead of a staggering 50, you have to go into a tedious 80 rank just to get all the weapons, perks, and other items for your gunmen. So while it is kind of tedious at first, once you do get to 80, you will feel pretty great about yourself, but at the same time, it doesn't really motivate you to prestige since it takes so long if you're not that good. Especially if you're not that good. If you're not that good, you're talking about 3 or a month or 2 to reach 80. But if you're good, you will get there relatively pretty quick. Now, again, with weapons, this time comes the new attachments and perks. This time, instead of you just buying out attachments from the game like Black Ops, this time you have to level up your weapon, which is a welcome addition, but it's kind of tedious because a lot of weapons have the same type of perks or attachments or proficiencies. That's what they are. But this time, you have to unlock them with every individual gun. It isn't just something you can buy. And yes, it is kind of a downer, but once you get used to the system, you won't really mind it. New items like new guns like the machine handguns are a welcome addition, but until it's patched, they are currently overpowered, especially with dual wield. They basically have no recoil or any type of bad accuracy. You just spray you people die. That's it. It's very tedious, and there are a lot of spammers doing this. So you will be frustrated if you're just coming in the game and you encounter a dual wielder and find yourself dying instantly by what seems to be one bullet, and that's where mostly the one bullet thing comes from. So don't be too discouraged if this happens to you. So, along with that, other weapons as far as grenades, you get throwing knife. No more tomahawk. I know it's kind of sad, but no more tomahawk. But you get a throwing knife, which is actually more accurate than a tomahawk. So this time it will be a welcome addition for you guys. But of course, you get the standard frag and Semtex sticky grenade, and with the new tactical grenades come the EMP, and that's basically it. And with those, again, like I said, with the tacticals and the gear are replaced with your tacticals. This time with tacticals, you will have Scrambler there to replace your tactical grenade, and with your grenades you'll have the C4 or Claymores. So if you really are into the Modern Warfare style of gaming, you will feel at home with this game. And yes, it is a great game and a great shooter for the Wii, despite its flaws. It is a substantial game. You will enjoy it. Extras in Modern Warfare 3 include the new Special Ops or Spec Ops, which allows you and another player online to go against a horde of enemies shooting and gunning at you. Now, there is no zombies this time, only this one, but after playing this mode for a few hours, you will actually forget about zombies, and this time around, you won't be able to just have your standard perks and weapons like you will have in standard multiplayer. This time you have to earn them just as the same way as you would in multiplayer. So you basically start all over. And this time around you can get airdrops, airstrikes, and all your other perks and kill streaks in this version. So it's a really welcomed addition, and this time it feels really good to shoot an enemy in this game. It's kind of like the Conduit 2 Horde mode, except 10 times better and not as crappy and glitchy. So you will welcome this, and also to go on, you can play this mode on any map the game offers. So it is a welcome mode for those who love to play horde, shoot, and kill type of games. Visuals in Modern Warfare 3 for Wii are pretty good, considering that it's on the Wii. Though there will be some maps that look kind of pixelated and polygonish all over the place, and that will be mostly downturned, which looks pretty much like a Minecraft map. Though there are a lot of great looking maps such as Seatown and Outpost. And as far as maps and how they are constructed, they're constructed very nicely. I like the whole layouts. There's a lot of cover this time around with the maps, but in general they do look nice. You will look in the background and you'll see buildings exploding or some type of cloud from a exploding building and stuff, and other little details like pictures and other little Easter eggs around. So it does look really good, and it does not look similar to Black Ops. Black Ops, compared to this game, had a little bit of a more cartoony look. This one has more of a realistic look. But far as facial expressions and stuff, they all stay the same, but they do look good. And as far as the visuals with the character designs, they're all very, very, very good, and they're also there's a variety of different character looks, especially when you add a certain perk to your character, their appearance changes. So this time around, the game looks really great. But there will be times and areas where the maps, there will just be a dark patch of the map. It's not a glitch, it's just where you're in an area and it's just really dark. The lighting is really dark. Now, this has only been confirmed and seen for people who don't have HD outlets. With HD outlets, that isn't the problem. That isn't a problem with that. But if you don't and you just have the standard output cords, it will look pretty dark, but it won't affect you for that long. Only when you first get the game, but once you get into the game for more days and hours, it will just become more and more acceptable and more durable. Overall, Modern Warfare 3 is a good game for the Wii, and it is ideal for your libraries, especially if you like shooters. Now, like this game, it can be patched. So right now with the score, I will give it an 8. That's it. But once patches come out and fix these initial problems, which is actually possible, it will probably, in my book, get an 8.5 or maybe 8.9. So right now, I give it an 8 with all its flaws and problems. But later on, most likely a more higher score. So don't let the score really get your hopes down. If I were you, I would go out and get this game right away and, see how you like it, and you'll have a blast having fun online.